Okay. I should be able to get games. Famous last words, of course. Oh, there we go. Got some people. Alright, I'm going to be using the 96 just to begin with. It's a very strong weapon. I'm a little bit weak. I'm a little bit bad with it. Like, I'm not great at handling the slow fire rate and all that yet. But at the same time, I'm not really comfortable with the short range blasters, and I'm not really comfortable with the rapid either. Because there's going to be a ton of blasters in this rotation, whereas there aren't going to be as many people running like turf control weapons. Nice job, team. Damn. Alright, 53 isn't too terrible. Probably shouldn't have jumped to that guy. I thought we were still pushing. Oh, rapid, please go. I should have just jumped out from that. Because I was actually pretty close to armor. Nice. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. Dude, it's really bloody hard to aim this weapon, I'm not even kidding. Like... Holy shit, dude. I know you don't. Ah, shit. It's not every X shot, it is actually random, but it's also... Like, if you actually have good aim, it won't matter that much, you'll still get the kills. Nice. What happens if you use ink armor and you're already damaged? You just get the 30 HP shield. Oh yeah, by the way, okay, so... a couple of things with ink armor that I've found out since the last stream. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I need to put that in. Okay, sorry. Alright, so, ink armor is 30 HP. It's not 50, it's 30. The reason we thought it was 50 is because T-Techs weren't one-shotting it, but the thing is the T-Tech fall-off range is actually pretty long, so what was probably happening is the shots were hitting the ink armor and being treated as fall-off damage when they actually weren't. Or when they were being treated as fall-off damage, and as a result they were doing less damage than the 30 required. Which is normal for a T-Tech. With the... So with ink armor, it's 30 HP, and that 30 HP, it's 2 health bars. If that 30 HP goes down to 0, then you have whatever health you had to begin with. Like, if you recover health, that's just fine, but if you, like, get ink armor when you've got, like, 10 HP, and you don't heal, you'll still have 10 HP when the armor wears off. The other thing is, when you use ink armor, and, like... Sorry, ink armor is affected by, Object Shredder as well. So, if someone has Object Shredder and is shooting you, and they don't do 30 damage with their shot, say they're using an NZAP or something, but they have Object Shredder, it's going to do bonus damage and shred the armor. This is really important for burst bombs, because burst bombs deal 25 damage on the outer ring, and that plus Object Shredder is enough to actually shred armor in one hit. So, the Tri-Slosher can run Object Shredder to sort of counter itself in that sense. Any other burst bomb weapon can do the same thing as well. The other thing is, so, something I've noticed, I haven't actually tested this fully yet, but I have noticed that bomb defense up seems to help ink armor as well. So I'm running bomb defense up as a couple of subs on my gear, and it's actually stopping me from losing armor against splat bomb AoEs. Okay, apparently that doesn't work. Yeah, okay, that was just bad. So yeah, bomb defense will protect your armor against presumably Object Shredder as well as any kind of like bomb AoE and whatnot. So what has been happening is, like, I would get I would get ink armor on me, and because I got a couple of subs of bomb defense, I would actually be able to tank a splat bomb AoE. Not the main hit, that is. Is it safe to say that ink armor is required in every team comp? No, ink armor is very easy to counter, it's just that people don't understand how it works. So, what they're doing is they don't understand how to safely check the ink armor without committing too hard. And that's just a common thing with people not understanding the maps, people not understanding weapons, people not understanding subs, people not understanding, like, not having the gear, etc. Ink armor is strong, but it's not going to be required on every team comp by any means. And on top of that, there are plenty of ways to counter it. You might have seen on Twitter that I've been squatting with Hitzel and company. We've been countering ink armor by basically just abusing tenor missiles and burst bombs and whatnot. It's really fucking easy to do. Like, we can essentially neutralize ink armor from fucking halfway across the map using a combination of bombs and tenor missiles. And on top of that, the ink armor itself makes people really fucking aggressive, so as soon as you see the ink armor, you can really easily just sort of play a kind of elastic playstyle, I guess, where you see the ink armor coming and you're like, okay, we're not going to push, we're just going to let them come to us, overcommit because they've got ink armor and they think they're invulnerable, and they just sort of break themselves on us. Because we have the burst bombs, we have the tenor missiles, like there's a ton of hitboxes going off, they lose their ink armor before they know it, they're dead. Like, that's been extremely effective. So, ink armor is not here to stay, it's only around because people are finding that it's easy to use. It's kind of like the early days of, like, Luna Blasters and whatnot, where Luna has always been worse than CRB, but CRB was just harder to use, and so people ended up using that. Like, you could see in that, I've been sort of camping with the 96 and waiting for my ink armor to come up, which is fine, that's sort of how you're supposed to play it. It's just that, like, so often what happens is we use an ink armor and we go in, and then we just sort of fucking die because everyone's way too aggressive, and then, like, the Rapid Blaster pulls back and shoots everyone once and everyone's ink armor's gone. Like, that's, again, blasters are really good at taking out ink armor, Rapid Blasters anyway. And presumably Clash Blasters will be too. Like, it might not do the full 30 damage, but I'm assuming Clash Blasters do like 25 damage or something like that. And that with Object Shredder again would destroy ink armor. Right now I'm expecting the meta is going to shape up more along the lines of Tenor Missile and Inkjet comps, because it's and Bomb Rush. Because it's way easier to, like, that's something you literally can't do anything against, except sort of wait it out. With ink armor, it's kind of like Bubble in the sense that you still have to rely on your own main weapon. But the difference is that with ink armor, you aren't invincible. So, and it takes a while to work. So, with, like, Bomb Rush and with Tenor Missiles, with Inkjet, with what's another one? Rain Cloud, actually. Ink Storm is really fucking obnoxious. Like, I hesitate to say it, but, like, even Stingray to a degree, you can use these things to actually put down a sort of area of control where the enemy team can't contest you by getting close because there's just death everywhere. Whereas ink armor, like, they still have to paint, they still have to, like, this is why the 96, by the way, is good, is because they still have to paint, and 96 can put sprinklers down, you know, they still have to, like, actually get in and get their hands dirty, and by committing, they open themselves up for counterplay really easily. So, yeah, ink armor, by all means, like, it's going to be something that's effective, but it's not anywhere near as overpowered as people think. It's just, again, really, really easy to use. Hey, I think we got a match. At least half of one. Oh. But yeah, so my main problem with the 96 is like, I can't fucking aim the thing. Like, my aim isn't awful. It's slowly getting better, but it's still, like... It's still tricky to use. I'm not sure I'll be able to hit S+, not in this rotation. You know, I've only got an hour and I need to win, like, 10, 15 games or something, but... Yeah. Oh, we got 2 juniors on a blaster. This is... Oy. Oh, shit. We whacked them. Ah, shit. I didn't realize he backed up. I thought he was rushing into me. That's something else I need to do more often, is just, like, be willing to run the fuck away and stay alive. Because, like, I've got ink armor. I do have special saber equipped, I think, but... Oh my gosh, did we just use 3 fucking armors? Dude, the sprinkler. Dude, the sprinkler. Ah, shit. Yeah, he's got special saber as well. Dude, oh my gosh. That was actually dumb. The other problem I have is I don't really know where to sort of go as a default on this stage. Nice. Oh my gosh. Also, that keeps happening. Have I found Thermalink to be at all worthwhile? I mean... I've been playing with people who use it, and for, like, information and whatnot. It just doesn't seem that effective, if I'm honest. Like, it sounds really good on paper, right? Problem is, it doesn't work on blasters, which is, like, one of the main weapons I would have thought to use it on, like Rapid, for example. At least blaster AoEs, like, you can direct people with a Rapid and it'll work. I'm really not doing well with this weapon, I'm gonna switch. It doesn't work with... Oh, well, it works with Dynamo. Dynamo is turning out to be really bad. Like, Dynamo doesn't even paint. Like, that's kind of the problem. Sub-finish macro dick. Okay, so... No, I don't want to actually use it. I want to use fucking Rapid. And I'm going to use... Swim speed? Yeah. Alright. So, problem with Dynamo. If you call this painting the map, you're just fucking wrong. That's all I can say. Like... It doesn't paint the map. If you aim high to make it paint more, it just doesn't. Like, look at this shit. A T-Tech can do that in half the time. And on top of that, like... It just... There's not... It doesn't have redeeming features. It has an ink mine. It has a stingray. It doesn't paint. It, like... If you jump flick, you get 10 attack range. Like, look at this shit. A 10 attack can do more damage than that in that span of time. Like, it doesn't one-shot at that range. It one-shots at this range, by all means, but it's like... You go to this kind of range... It just doesn't do anything. The Dynamo is really bad in this game. And the main reason is because it can't paint. Like, everything else about it can be forgiven if it did more than this. Like, it's not... Okay, I say it doesn't paint. It does paint. It's just like... You've got other options for this now. You can put a sprinkler down and get this much, while still having a main weapon, you know? And yeah, like, Dynamon and Kit Kat have both been like, yo, what the fuck is this? Meanwhile, like, you can do this shit with a fucking Crack-On roller. Like, Crack-On's kind of bad because it has Baller, but, like... Like, you can actually kill shit with Crack-On roller, and you can sort of paint too. Like, it's not as good at painting as the Dynamo. But then again, I'd argue that this is probably just as good, because you can actually paint quickly. You know, and then you can kill shit too. What do I think about 96? 96 is really good, I just need to, like, learn how to actually hit shit with it. So, yeah. There are serious problems with the fucking, what's it? Actually, why am I using rap? Well... No, I want swim speed on this. What are we doing? Actually, I could just use run speed. That's the other thing. Is Jet Scorcher better? Yes, Jet Scorcher outranges heavy. So, like, comfortably. Now, I think it always was relatively close between the two, but now it comfortably outranges heavy. Yeah, Tri-Slosher is basically the new Dynamo. Or at least, it's a better Dynamo. It's a better version of Splatoon 2 Dynamo. It's not actually a new Dynamo. It's not even close. The old Dynamo just painted so fucking much it was unbelievable. At least in this. The Tri-Slosher can kind of paint, and that's nice, but... But yeah, I don't know. There was a time when I could use the 96 and be good with it, but I need to put a lot more practice in if that's going to be a thing ever again. Like, the 96 is absolutely a top weapon. Like, sprinklers by themselves are amazing in this game. You put, like, a sprinkler down and you just turf so much. Like, especially with a bit of bomb power up, because with bomb power up you paint faster at the start. Have I streamed another mode yet? What do you mean, like, other than ranked? Because I was streaming Salmon Run earlier. No, Nico, the 96 isn't as RNG as people think. It's just... because it has a low fire rate, it's hard to hit shots with. Like, if you haven't got great aim. This is why, for example, Dude had a really good 96, even though everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's RNG. No, Dude just has, like, Dude had really good aim, and he was able to, like, just lock onto people, and sure, the RNG would kill his aim every now and then, but, like, he would actually hit shots with it. And he was consistent. Like, and if you look at, you know, Milk Tea and fucking Koo and all the 96 mains in Japan, they have the same exact thing, where they just pick up the weapon and they're just like, fuck you, I'm a fucking beast, you know? And on top of that, like, the 96 does play at kind of T-Tech range as well to mitigate it. So knowing how to go in and be super aggressive and get really accurate shots with the 96 is also very important. None of these things are things that I have really mastered myself, so that's why I have such a hard time at the moment. Oh shit. Surprised I died to that. That was only 2 bombs and I'm pretty sure I was out of the second ring. Gotcha, bitch. Oh shit. Oh shit, lit on. And rip. shit. No, the dualies are just basically one gun. They're treated like one gun, except there's two of them. Like, there's no special aiming or anything like that. The only other thing is, like, the shots do kind of alternate from each gun. Oh my gosh, Luna, fuck off. Dude, he can't get on the tower? Oh, that's great. Okay, so the baller can't get on the tower because it can only climb up walls and it can't go through grates. Oh, that's fantastic, dude. It has to actually activate on the tower, and then if it wants to get back on, it has to have some high ground to jump from. Put this down. Vanilla Heavy is kind of bad. The Jet Scorcher is better than the Vanilla Heavy right now. That said, the Heavy Deco could change things quite a lot. Also, run speed did absolutely nothing for me that game. So I'm thinking I might just swap over to something else. I don't know, run speed seems kind of bad in this game. Also, I think reports of the Mini's death are greatly exaggerated. There's a lot of people are using it and thinking that the Mini is worse somehow, but it's kind of not. Like, if it runs slightly slower, I haven't noticed it, and like people sort of forget that when they used Mini in the original game, they used to use it with a bajillion run speed. Whereas now it's like you don't have that gear anymore, so you're using it the way it used to be without too much gear. And just realizing that, oh wait, yeah, the Mini isn't actually that good of a weapon without gear. Once it has the gear, that's a different story. But Anyway. How do I feel about Jet Scorcher? Jet Scorcher is quite good right now. It's very, very accurate, and it's very, very long range, and it paints quite well, and it strays reasonably well, and it, like, the only problem it has is that it doesn't kill very easily, but it can mitigate that with a combination of Thermal Ink and just spamming 10 missiles, which it's very capable of doing. You can also run Ink Recovery and Main Saver, or all Main Saver I should say, so that you can, like, start spamming your Poison Mist as well. Like, it's a very, very good backliner, because it's the kind of thing that's always going to be able to paint, always going to be able to find ways to be useful. And even though it doesn't necessarily get the kills, it's also, like, if they give the other Jet Scorcher, like, fucking Inkstorm or something, it's going to be strong. You know, it's a really solid backliner. Incidentally, Inkstorm is actually turning out to be one of the sort of sleeper specials in this game. It seems really bad on paper when you first look at it, but the fact is, you can't fight in an Inkstorm. When you have an Inkstorm on you, you have to just move. Like, if you combine that with bombs, like, Inkstorm does, like, something like 2 or 3 damage per frame or something. It's not very much, but it's enough to whittle your health down quite a lot, combined with the fact that you're taking incidental damage from Ink, like, just being an enemy Ink, plus you're potentially in a fight to begin with, so you're getting, like, shot from multiple angles, or maybe you've taken a bit of damage as well. Inkstorm is incredibly effective as area denial. Like, you can't just throw one out and expect it to be effective like a Inkstorm in the previous game, but you can absolutely put one down in the middle of a fight, and which is very easy because it's basically just like throwing a sub, and it's insanely useful. Like, I was playing against an E-Leader before, but, like, the E-Leader was occasionally hitting a shot, but the main thing it was doing was just getting fucking Inkstorms and just being an absolute pain. So... Fuck, I can't tell. Fuck, there we go. Alright, we got a good push out of that. I should have used my thing a little bit sooner. If I'd used my, what's it, like a couple of seconds sooner, it would have been probably GG. Nice. That was a bit embarrassing. For both of us. Ah, shit. some reason I'm not hitting directs like I was before. That's quite obnoxious. Also, look at this shit. Fucking Respawn Punisher kills me. I have one main to Special Saver and that's enough to cancel it. It's like... I don't fucking know, dude. Also, you can see the checkpoints are actually... they actually regenerate to a degree. Seafox is auto-hosting me? Interesting. So, the checkpoints in Tower Control actually regenerate, and it's like... the way it works is, whatever you get to, like, you keep your progress, obviously. But then if you, like, lose the checkpoint, you have to get through it again. Like, you don't get any points for it, you just sort of have to move. Oh, what? Did I just stand on a suction bomb, dude? So you can see in on the score screen that the enemy team's checkpoint is like one chunk is blue and the other chunk is blue-green, and the other chunk is the other 3 chunks are grey. When we actually get to that checkpoint, we will need to go through those chunks again, the grey chunks, and we won't get any points for it. We just have to sit there and sort of hit the full checkpoint all over again. So that means that the checkpoints actually are really good hold points, because as long as you actually clear that checkpoint, you never have to